Who is your dream company to pop up and say rebrand? Your clients cannot choose your prices. They obviously do not value your time and effort that goes into the logo. What I normally get my clients to do at the start is, hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is a fabulous day. It is a day of question and answers for you designers out there. So this has been highly requested from all of you guys, and I'm super excited to do this because hopefully I can answer some of your questions you've been asking me. Secondly, it's a good day because I'm finally getting my hair done after I think it's about 5 months now, which is absolutely crazy. My roots are just insane right now. So hopefully I can show you what my hair is going to look like in the middle of this video. So I put up a story on my Instagram just asking for some questions from designers that they need answers on, that they're not sure on. And hopefully I can give you some insight into what I do or just answer your questions so you kind of know what's going on. So I've got my iPad here, which are full of all of your questions. There are quite a lot, so maybe I need to do a part 2 to this. Hopefully I can get through them all, but if not, yeah, I will do a part 2. Okay, so my first question is, how do you go about explaining prices to clients when they don't agree on them? I've had a few that are expecting £20 logos. I mean, I'm just gonna start off by saying your clients cannot choose your prices. You need to choose your prices. Like, that's absolutely ludicrous to me. Like, how can your clients say that you are charging too much? No, you don't go into a shop and say, I'm not paying £15 for this top, it's too much, I'm getting it for £10. No, that's not a thing. You need to set yourself a flat rate. So you can either do this by charging hourly or just saying this is how much it is for a logo. If your clients come to you and want to change that, then just do not go with that client. They obviously do not value your time and effort that goes into the logo. So I think what's going to help you with this is obviously if you explain to your client exactly how much hard work goes into doing just a design. Obviously with my sort of stuff, I would do a sub logo, which is the alternative version of your main logo with this, plus maybe a certain amount of colors and then fonts. So it's not, you're not just paying for a logo as such, you are paying for a brand. So I would just suggest to obviously just explain this to them, and hopefully they can get an insight into why you're charging that amount. But if they don't, then they obviously just do not value you, and I just wouldn't take on that type of client. My next question is, how long does it take you to work on creating a brand / logo on average? So for me, this is quite a hard one because I don't actually have a rough timing. So one day it could take me like 2 hours to produce a logo and a brand. Another day it could take me 5 hours. It literally just depends on the sort of style my client wants, how I'm feeling on the day. Sometimes it does just go right for us designers and we get it first time. Others, we could literally produce approval after approval and not like a certain thing about your logo, so you keep trying different things. So it is definitely hard, but I mean, I would probably say average, maybe like 2 to 3 hours on a brand. So obviously to get better at doing design, you're gonna have to put in a lot of hours. So obviously I've been doing this for like 5-6 years now, and obviously I've learned the program, the software, so I am getting a lot faster and a lot better at what I do. So I would just suggest putting in a lot of work, a lot of time, and just keep practicing. Obviously you're going to get faster at something that you do a lot, so put in that practice, put in that work, and yeah, you'll get there. So question number 3 is, how the heck do you decide between fonts for a logo? So I kind of get this feeling that clients sort of feel like we just put in a font and we're done. Like, no, that does not happen. It can literally take like an hour to find a specific font for a certain style that your client wants. I mean, what I normally get my clients to do at the start is put together a mood board on Pinterest full of fonts and styles, so then I can get a kind of insight into what sort of font they're wanting. So it sort of splits it up from like your sans serif, your script. So I know exactly what they're wanting, because there's no point in them not telling me what sort of font they want. So I could produce like a script font and then they could say, I didn't want a script font. So it just beats that up. So at least know what sort of style your client's wanting, so then you know exactly what font to do. So with deciding the certain font, what I normally do is obviously get sort of similar fonts, and then I will put the logo on the screen. Obviously just the basic logo, because you obviously haven't got to your logo yet, but then I will put around 4 fonts below each other, and then out of those 4 fonts I will pick exactly which one I like the most, and obviously if I don't like any of them I will try another 4 next to them and so on. So it can get a bit messy, but just keep trying it and I'm sure there'll be a font that stands out for you. Question number 4. Where do you get your work printed? So I get this question a lot in my DMs, and the answer is I honestly use different companies for different things. So for example, if I'm getting my business cards printed, I will use a company called Moo, just because their range and their quality is insane. So if you want business cards for yourself, I would recommend getting them from them, and then you can see exactly what the quality is like and what your client's gonna get. Then if I'm getting anything else printed, I sort of switch between 3 different companies, just depending on their price for certain things. So for example, like price lists, anything like that, I switch between printed.com, Solo Press and Instant Print. So just check out the prices, see which one sort of suits you. I would definitely recommend getting sample packs from all of the businesses. Most of them are free, which is amazing. So you can just see what quality you need, and then some of them, I think Solo Press come with like a pack that you can see the different GSM on things, which is amazing. So when you are looking at getting, say, a price list printed, you can look back and see how thick your card's going to be, if it's gloss or if it's silk. So that's a good one to go for. Question number 5 is, what did you use to design your own website? So I actually used a website builder called Wix. You've probably heard of it. It's really, really simple to use. You literally don't have to know anything about websites. It's so user-friendly, and honestly, if it's just something simple of just showcasing your work and your price list, then this is for you. It's so easy, it's very cheap as well, so just make sure you go and check Wix out if you need your website doing. Question number 6. So this is, although you work a 9 to 5, how does it work being self-employed in sense of paying tax, etc.? Is it complicated? So this one is quite hard. Like, I don't actually know. So my mum is an accountant and she sort of helps me with all of that stuff, but obviously I am paying a tax at my full-time job, and then obviously at the end of this tax year for being self-employed, I am going to be paying tax obviously when it comes to the end. So I am putting money aside at the moment to cover my tax. So I would just suggest doing the same, obviously if you are making over that £1,000 threshold. If you are doing sort of online stuff, that is what you have to pay. If you do under £1,000 in the year, you don't have to pay tax on anything. But yeah, just put money aside so you have some at the end of the year to pay your tax. Question number 7. So what do you think are the pros/cons of freelance, and why are you wanting to go full time? In the past year, I've never really thought about going full time with my business, as I didn't think it would take off like this, so it's never really been in my mind. But the past 3 months of me actually working so hard to grow my business, it's just something that I want to do now, because I've seen the sort of flash into my future of what it could be, and I'm just so excited to see where my business can go. I think the difference between obviously working for a company and yourself is you can do what you want for yourself, whereas when you're working for someone else, you're obviously taking orders from someone higher up, and I kind of just don't like that sort of vibe. I've always wanted that feeling as well of when you go to work, you don't feel like you're working because you obviously love what you do, and I have definitely found that in my designs, and yeah, which is why I'm currently working 16 hours, which is crazy at the moment. But obviously, hopefully when I go full time in my own business, I can set my hours and do that. I think as well, being in a certain job, you can only go so far, and that can be creative side as well. So you can sort of get stuck in a job and not push yourself, whereas when having your own business, you are constantly trying to improve, trying to grow, and just make your business better, which is what I like. So next question is, how do you fit 2 jobs, gym, boyfriend, sleeping, eating, dog, mates, etc. in a day? So this is from my second cousin, and he knows that I literally work ludicrous hours. This is a good one because people have messaged me before saying, how the hell do you do what you do? How are you fitting everything in and still having a life? So at the moment, I am struggling with it. I am obviously putting my business before anything, working hard on that. But I think, yeah, you need to set a time for yourself and obviously for other people as well, because you don't want to lose your social life because you will start hating your work. So at the moment, I obviously am working a full-time job as a designer, have obviously my own business that I do on the side. I do have a boyfriend. So it is super hard. I'm not going to lie, like it is so hard. But what I am doing to help with that is I work Monday to Sunday, and then I give myself Saturday off. So the whole day Saturday, I don't reply to anyone, and I let people know obviously that I am having that Saturday off. So it just sort of helps me. I get to spend time with my boyfriend, and yeah, you need that time on your own, otherwise you're gonna go crazy. Once I go part-time at my other job and obviously put more into this, I will be setting myself certain hours that I'm gonna work just so there is a balance and I don't go mad. So question number 9 is your process with speaking to clients. How do you ensure they know what they want? So this is a hard one because I've dealt with clients before and not known exactly what they've want, and then created a brand and then it getting shot down because it's not what they wanted, and etc. So to stop this, what I would suggest is getting them to do a Pinterest board. So get them to have on there fonts, styles, images, color schemes, anything that they've seen that they like, that they want their branding to look like. Once they've done this, they can share the Pinterest board with you and then just go through the board, picking out a few things that you think that they'd like and obviously styles that you like. And then just have that discussion with the client, asking them, is this a certain font you want? Is this your color scheme? And then you can go from there, and hopefully this will stop the amount of going back and forth, the approvals with your clients. Also with this one, I will never go and get a client booked in until I know what sort of certain style they want. Obviously, if they are being indecisive, I just won't book them in because I need a clear view on what they sort of want their style to look like. Obviously, if they don't know, I'm not going to know. And if you create a brand for them, they're probably not going to like it because they didn't know what sort of style they wanted in the first place. So obviously you need a sort of direction to go on as a designer. So just make sure you have that before you get your client booked in, because otherwise it's just not going to work. Question number 10. So this is quite a long one, but I'm going to read it. I'm wondering if you had any tips on how you get your name out there for potential clients. I know obviously there is social media, but not all businesses have it. So I just wanted to know how you got yourself recognized within your local area and wider if that's the case. So for me, I've done a few for my local area, but that is literally just because of word of mouth. Obviously, if you do a good job for a client, they're gonna pass this information on to anyone else that needs it. Most of my work does come from my website and Instagram. I don't really look into doing that much in my local area, but I would suggest maybe going on to Facebook and just joining some business groups that you can connect with that are in your local area. Obviously putting your name on there, getting your business out there. I've had clients that have come to me that's saying that they are in Facebook groups and like my name has been mentioned on there, and then I've got clients from doing that. So yeah, Facebook groups are definitely a win-win. My next thing would probably be doing like Facebook and Instagram ads. So setting up an ad and then just making sure that you're doing this either in your local area if that's the people that you want to promote to, or obviously people in the UK, but you can broaden it down to the areas that you want to get, and then making sure that the industry that you're trying to promote to, using your niche for this one. This is a really good way of getting clients. So another good thing that you could probably do is obviously in your local area, if there is a town, go into certain shops and ask obviously for the director, manager, whatever, and just introduce yourself and say what you do. And you never know, like this could lead to some more business for you. You can also try and get a hold of businesses' emails, obviously have a little research into their business, see if their designs are lacking, and obviously email them, just tell them like this is what you can do for them. Even do it for free to see if you can get some potential like businesses out of that, and then you can start paying once you feel confident in doing so. Question, I think we're on number 11 now. Who is your dream company to pop up and say rebrand me? So this is not something I've actually thought about before this question, but I definitely think it would be a fashion company. So like Boohoo, Pretty Little Thing, just because some of their things that they do is definitely more in my style. But yeah, I just think doing work for like a big brand like them, it would just be awesome. So we're on question number 12 now, and this is, what apps do you recommend to clients for using / adding text to their templates? So in my branding packages, I will make up some templates that my clients can use on social media. So I would send them just a JPEG of their sort of branding style as a template that they can use to upload on their stories and on their feed. So with this, I would normally recommend using Canva. A lot of my clients use this. It's just basically like a really basic design app that they can just add simple text and images on top of their templates. It's just super easy. I think it's free as well, so you can just add that, obviously save it, then upload it onto your social media. Question number 12 is, how did you know what price to charge for projects? So I have touched base on this one a little bit, but I'm gonna just dive a little bit deeper. So for me, pricing is such a hard subject. So as designers, you just never know if what you're charging is too high, too low, are people gonna complain about it, you know, all of that jazz. All I can say is, like a year ago, I was just charging something ridiculous like £30 for a logo, which is so cheap. But that's just because I did not value myself as a designer and the time that I put in. Whereas now, like a year later, I'm so much more confident with what I'm putting out that I can say that what I'm charging is correct for me right now. There's nothing worse than having prices that you're just not sure on. So all I would suggest is obviously just keep putting work out there, keep practicing, keep doing what you're doing, and you will sort of get to a place where you feel like what you want to charge is right. At the end of the day, if your clients aren't gonna pay what you're charging, then it is their loss. They're only gonna value you if you value yourself. Next question. So for the foil business cards, how do you upload your design to Moo? So confused. So I get this one quite a lot as well in my DMs. So with anything like spot UV and foiling, what you want to do is the things that are going to be foiled and have the spot UV, you're going to want to create a separate artboard for these and turn everything into 100% black. Then anything else that you don't want to have foil on, you put that in a separate artboard, and then you just leave that the normal color of what your design is. Then when you upload them to Moo, you obviously have your front of your business card that you want to upload the color to, and then there should be a foil section where you upload your 100% black file to. Then you just do exactly the same for the back, and then hopefully you'll have the design and it will work for you. So I'm going to make this one my last question, as there are just too many. So I'm probably going to do a part 2 and get you guys to just send in some more questions so I can do that in one go. So this is, how do you use your planner / journal? Do you split personal work / normal work? So for this one, I actually use my planner, like journal notebook, to write in what I'm actually doing on the day of my jobs. And then I actually have a spreadsheet, which is where I book my clients in. And this is just done monthly. So I will use my spreadsheet just to know exactly what I have on in the month. And then my notebook is literally just full of what I'm doing on each day, so I can split it out and know exactly how much time I'm taking up in my day. Then with personal work, it literally just depends on the day. If I have an extra hour at the end of the day, then most likely I do go on to my own personal work, just because I like to still do my own stuff, because it gets my creative juices flowing and it makes me still love design. So it's definitely worth obviously having like that extra hour in the day to just do something that you like designing, and it just helps me. I think it helps every designer when you have no one telling you what to do and you can just be as creative as you want on it. So before I go, I'm gonna actually do a before and after of my hair so you guys can see what I've had done, and I hope you like it. Voila, I am a new woman. I feel insane right now. Good hair can literally change your mood. Like, oh, I feel so good. After not having it done for like 5 months, yeah, this is what I'm about. So I hope you've liked this video, and I hope I answered your questions. Like I said at the start, I am probably going to do a part 2 as there were lots of questions, but make sure you subscribe to my channel and I'll see you later.